In the dusty corners of a busy city street, a boy named Aman stood every morning holding a bunch of colorful balloons. Red, yellow, green, blue. Each balloon swayed in the morning breeze, like a little dream tied with a string. His clothes were old, his slippers torn, but his eyes sparkled with quiet hope. He didn't go to school. Instead, he went from one street to another calling out, "Balloons, colorful balloons," with a voice that had grown too mature for a child his age. The balloons were his livelihood, and in a strange way, his only friends. Every evening, Aman would return to the small one-room house he shared with his mother, who worked as a maid in several homes. They had little, but Aman never complained. He believed there was something magical about the balloons and they made people smile. And in a world so heavy, smiles felt like gold. One morning, as he stood near a park selling his balloons, a well-dressed boy about his age came up to him holding his father's hand. The boy stared at the balloons, eyes wide with curiosity. Then, looking at Aman, he asked innocently, "Do these balloons make people fly?" Aman smiled. "No," he said softly. "Only dreams make people fly." The boy tilted his head. "Then, why do you sell them?" Aman paused, looking up at the floating bunch above him. "Because sometimes people forget how to dream. These remind them." The boy giggled and walked away, leaving Aman with a strange ache in his chest. That question, "Do these balloons make people fly?" echoed in his mind for days. It settled deep inside him like a seed waiting to bloom. That night, under the dim light of a flickering bulb, Aman whispered to his mother, "Ami, do you think I could ever fly?" His mother looked at him, surprised. "Fly? Like a pilot?" He nodded, gripping a balloon string in his hand. "Yes, I want to fly a real plane. I want to take people above the clouds where the world looks soft and light." She pulled him close, kissed his forehead. "Then one day you will, Beta. One day. You'll fly higher than anyone ever imagined." From that day, Aman changed. He still sold balloons, but now he saved every rupee he could. At night, he would sit by the roadside near a tea stall, listening to students talk about school, science, and airplanes. He picked up books from garbage piles, borrowed newspapers, and taught himself to read. The alphabet became his best friend. Words became his tools, and dreams became his wings. Years passed. Aman worked during the day, studied at night. People noticed. A retired school teacher who often passed by began to help him, giving him old textbooks, guiding him through math and science problems. Aman soaked in knowledge like the dry earth absorbs rain. Eventually, with the help of kind strangers and a relentless will, Aman passed his school exams. Then came college. He chose aeronautical engineering. The journey was brutal. He worked part-time jobs, cleaned tables, did night shifts. But he never stopped. Every time he felt like giving up, he remembered that little boy's question, "Do these balloons make people fly?" He wanted to say yes. One day. Years later, Aman stood in front of a hangar, wearing a crisp white uniform, his pilot's badge gleaming in the sun. His first flight was scheduled for the next morning. His eyes teared up as he looked up at the sky, the same sky he had once seen while holding a fistful of balloons on a dusty street corner. He flew. Not just planes, but also in spirit. But Aman didn't stop there. Flying was not enough. He wanted to give others the same dream. He remembered the kids on the street, the ones who sold balloons, polished shoes, washed car windows. He remembered their tired eyes and silent hopes. And so, Aman started something bold. Udan Wings, an aviation school for underprivileged children. He partnered with NGOs, raised funds, and personally mentored kids who never thought they'd see the inside of a school, let alone an aircraft. The school didn't just teach flying, it taught freedom. Each classroom had a quote painted on the wall: "Only dreams make people fly." One day, as he was walking through the campus, a little girl tugged at his sleeve. She was holding a balloon in one hand, a book in the other. "Sir," she asked, "can I fly one day too?" A man knelt down to her level, smiled, and said, "Of course you can. That's what balloons are for." She looked confused. "But they don't really fly us, do they?" He winked. "Not with strings, little one. But they remind us that we can rise." Today, Udan Wings has trained hundreds of young pilots, engineers, and dreamers. Aman's story has traveled across the world, inspiring thousands. He often visits schools and tells children his story, not to brag but to plant the same seed someone unknowingly planted in him. Sometimes when he's alone, he buys a single balloon from a street vendor and lets it go. As it floats upward, he watches it disappear into the sky, whispering, "Fly high, little dream, fly high." Thank you, guys. If you like the video, please leave a like and subscribe. Also, be sure to tell me in the comments if you like the video.